The real Randy Chavez coming at you today with a VeVe and Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Oh God, I forget what it was. I forgot the rest of the thing. I swear I'm not drunk. I haven't been hit in the head. I don't know what it was. Anyway, moving on to the news. So Omi's down about 2% on the day, which is really not that great. There was no markets to try to outperform, but we did not outperform Bitcoin or Ethereum. Markets open up on Monday. We'll see what happens with that. I met my my mentor today, like my best friend Dan. You guys have seen it. You guys have seen him. He's been on the podcast. Daniel Hardwick, one of my favorite interviews that I've done, just because he's so amazing and smart and intelligent, and he's very liquid right now. Got a lot of plans. We were talking about a lot of different things that we can go over, we can reinvest in, and I will get to those eventually at some point. I'm telling him a lot of different stuff about VeVe, a lot of different stuff about what this interview just had recently. So it was done by I haven't heard of the guy before, but if you look at his channel, every now and then he can get tens of thousands of views. So let's take a look at that. It was Walker and Williams. It was done at Decon, and just a little bit of background on it. So this was like, a couple weeks old. It was last month, and there's a couple of bombs here. So we'll start off with some good news. Good news saying that, okay, he was asked, hey, I have Disney on the phone. If they wanted to buy you right now, what would they have to pay? Because he originally had asked to confirm if they were a multi-billion-dollar company, and they kind of didn't say yes or no. I'm sure that they still are. I mean, if you take a look at them, they will probably cross that $400 million threshold this year. They have about 380 million gems that have been bought, and they still have a whole quarter left. We are not done with Q3. They have all of Q4. And we are averaging well over $1 million a week going into the app. So I would say we probably have. Yeah, we hit that $400 mark of at least money going into the app, buying gems. There is no accurate way to be able to go and track the gems that are leaving the app. But when asked about how much they would have to pay, or how much Disney would have to pay in order to acquire them, they said, not yet. There's too much that they want to do, which is really, really good. That really, really makes me bullish, because, again, a lot of people in general, you want to go and, why do you do this? Why do you go and make things? Well, a lot of times it's because you want to get acquired, you want to get bought out, you want to make that cheddar, you want to get paid. But on here, we do not have that. They just say that Dan had said they're both extraordinarily, very, very passionate about it. Also, if everyone can smash that like button like I just did, that is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that thanks button, and all that other jazz down below. Moving on here. Super chats as well. So that was really, really bullish. Some things that I don't think were so bullish was the guy asked him to explain the Omi tokenomics, and Dan said, well, we could go into it, but again, this was made last month. Maybe Dan misspoke here, but he said, well, we're really going to have a stellar 2023 year, and the reason for it is because we'll really go into the nooks and crannies, the nuts and bolts of the tokenomics next quarter. So maybe he said that in jest, like the article might not come out until next quarter. I don't know when. He could have misspoke, and he might have accidentally said next quarter when he meant next month, because again, this was filmed in August, I believe. And if that was the case, then it would come out this month in September. If not, then we might not get it until August. And even though it comes out in August, he said we are probably going to have a good 2023 year, and all of the tokenomics will start in 2023. So I don't know if it's just things are going to be introduced in 2022, and maybe the full burn won't, which I expect the full burn won't happen until 2023. But they were very bullish on saying that. So the NDAs, they said that there are a lot of other licensors that they have that they cannot announce due to NDAs. I don't know what they are. I'm really hoping for Lord of the Rings. I'm really hoping for Harry Potter. I'm really hoping for Rocky. Those are like the big three. Obviously, there's anime coming. So David had mentioned there's sports, there's music, there's a whole bunch of anime stuff that's coming out that they want to do. There's a lot of things that they haven't done yet. So I'm really, really excited about that. And forget what else I was going to talk about. because I've only been talking for 5 minutes, but those are the things that I really wanted to go over. Comment down below if you have which part of that was your favorite piece of news. I guess I'll go over some other stuff as well that I would put in a normal video, because I haven't made a video in a little bit of while. So we're going to look at NFT Now. So NFT Now is somebody that has gone on and followed a bunch of people in the Omi community. NFT Now has 118,000 followers, and they did write an article on NFTs and specifically Disney, I believe. Yes, it's saying that the Disney NFTs enter the Web3 worlds of Marvel, Star Wars, and more. So a lot of these companies, they're asking the question, hey, where are the Disney NFTs? And they go and they work a little bit, and like, oh, they're actually already here. So it's really exciting to see someone like NFT Now that has 118,000 followers go and be able to do a whole report piece on us. So I guess here's some other things that I'll call him out because he's a friend. Wes, I've met Wes. Wes has met me. We met at the Decon kickoff party. He's fun. He's here all the time. He comments all the time. Said that, hey, Chavez, no way is this one of one, which is the Gary Baseman one of one. No way is that going to go for 10 figures, 5 figures, you moon boy, $10,000 and above. It did sell for $12,501. Nobody took me on the bets, thank God, because I would have won. So why is that important? A buddy of mine happened to go, and so I knew two people. One, there was a DAO created for it, but the DAO, because there's only 4 people that can go to that lunch, because like we have that one of one David Warhol where you got dinner with David. I don't know if that was cashed out yet. Dr. Prophet lives in Europe, so when they were over there in London, it makes sense that one night he probably would have cashed that in. But this was a lunch with him, and again, you can invite 3 friends, and this is with Gary Baseman, and the 3 friends, when this DAO was created, there was only 4 people. And they put up like 2,500 each because they knew. I told them, like, yeah, it's probably gonna go for 5 figures, probably gonna go for 10K, and like, okay, so they created the DAO. It had 5 figures into it, 10,000, and then told my friend Ernie Malas that had gone on and he bid the 12,501. I told him it would probably go for about 12 because you had one of the other artworks. I don't know if it was the Captain. I think it was it was the Wolverine one. The Wolverine one had gone for $12,000, and that was, that didn't have any utility. That you didn't have something with David there. You didn't have that being able to go to lunch with a CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company. So I was like, this, even though this Gary Baseman one of one is probably not as popular or as sought after as the Wolverine one of one, but that utility. So thankfully, my friend Ernie happened. I tagged him in a post congratulating him, and he said, Randy will be one of the people that'll be there. So at Decon, I will have lunch with David, with my friend Ernie, and I guess 2 other people. I'm not sure who he wants to bring. I don't know if any of our friends are coming. We do have a couple of I don't know if I can say this. We do have some of the same circle of friends. He's really cool. You haven't seen him on an interview. I would love to get him on the podcast. That'd be great. He's got so many amazing things that he's invested in. I would really love to get him on the podcast. Ernie, if you're watching, let's get you on the podcast if he wants to. And there's a couple things going on behind the scenes that maybe I've mentioned in passing. But yeah, that's really good. Being able to go and see and get to have lunch with David, not just on a podcast via whatever, and not just a quick hello where he's surrounded by hundreds of other people. It's really nice to be able to go and share a meal with him. So pumped about that. Anywho, moving on with some news. There's been a lot of people that have been talking about the mistake that had happened where VeVe had gone and advertised 40 gems for the Paris pieces, and then when it came out that it's actually 60 gems, people were freaking the fudge out. So I get it. An extra, if you're working paycheck to paycheck, an extra $20, like $20, I get it. That is, if you're eating like the poor man's diet, I used to, where it's just $20 is food for the week. How do you get food for the week? $20, Chavez. You eat like absolute crap. You eat Taco Bell, which you can get more than 2,000 calories for $4 or $5, or you can go to the dollar store and you can get a bunch of stuff on there for $20, and that lasts you for the week. That could be gas for the week. I understand more than most the value of $20 because I lived like a pauper for years, like shaving years off my life. Anyway, I don't think it's that big a deal because if you are literally working paycheck to paycheck where $20 is going to throw you out of the, kick you out of the poorhouse and throw you in the poorhouse, you shouldn't be buying NFTs. Like, I get, investing or whatever, and, if you're really crazy like me and you forgo everything just to invest in what you think is great, like Omi, cool, I understand that. But I get percentage-wise, well, it's a 50% difference. It is. You'd have to spend 50% more. It's not $40, $60. Robert Blockchain said something funny. He's like, most people are going to sell these for $40 anyway. And there was even one person that went kind of hard. Let's see what it was said. The one person that went super hard, and they tagged Alex G in it too, which I thought was really interesting. Yeah, they said, I just posted the same thing. People are going to start losing faith. Referring Alex G, what's going on here? Someone has to be in charge of editing these articles and drop info. And Alex G actually responds and says changes will be made. So I thought that was really interesting that I'm not 100% sure what type of changes are going to be made. But oh my God, this is great. So be advised, this coming in from a friend saying these are at Target, and there is a bunch of Snorlaxes and then a blue turtle shell from Mario Kart. I don't think that they are. I would love to have Pokemon in Mario Kart. I'd like Nintendo. Why the fudge are you not doing that? Anywho, I'm gonna get to the comments now. Mr. Planet Prophet says, "Let's freaking go! What's going on?" Dovecast says, "We here now. We here." Poetry Delirious says, "Let's go. The whys will continue." Yeah, I apologize about the guest I was supposed to have. Wires got crossed, and I guess we just couldn't do it today. So we'll be doing that. Probably never. I will have other guests on. I promise. Yeah, that's. I didn't quadruple confirm, before making that. I only confirmed a couple other times. Anywho, Mr. Planet Prophet is laughing. Pong messes. I guess this is where the fam at. This is where we at. Big Gucci Sween says, Randy Mon. What's going on, Big Gucci Sween? How you doing? Planet Prophet says, Randy is meeting at lunch with David. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. And Gary Baseman, I will. Ernie's gonna. So I don't know the two others. I think it might be two of our friends that go. The two of our friends that will go, they will be at New York Comic Con. I think, I don't know if I could say who else will be there. Be advised, guys, I will 100% be at the con Thursday and Friday. I have so many meetings that week. It is a see me at the con. I will 100% share a drink with you, and you can be on my stream, and we can have a blast. But I unfortunately do have, and I won't even be at the con on Saturday just because I have so many other meetings. But I will, I'll be at the VeVe booth a lot. I'll be going and streaming a lot. So, based on where you can see me in the stream, should be able to determine, oh, okay, yeah. Then you can just find me based on where I'm streaming. But if I miss you, or if we just can't find each other, I do apologize. That is hella unfortunate. But I will be going to these a lot more often in the future. Moving on here. Darthcast says, really? Sweet. I will be going. I can't wait. This Planet Prophet says, yes, really. Jomi says, hey. Hi, Jomi. All Chat Gaming says, let's freaking go. I love this game. Joe says, Omi for the homies. 100%. I was talking to a friend before about buying more Omi, and I hope she does, but we'll see. Andrew MC says, the blinds get me every time. Just pull the right string a little. Yeah, I don't need to. They're fine right there. It gives protection to Dashy a little bit. Not that he needs it. This Planet Prophet says, winner's taking him as a friend. I have the best friends. I have some of the best friends. Like, whose house am I staying? I'm staying in a friend's house. I'm paying for it. I'm not staying for free. But yeah, good times. Bill Gardner, what's going on? Say, Randy, what up, Bill? I hope you're doing well. Darth Chaos says, I almost broke the tradition. Hello there. General Darth Chaos. I'm so glad you said that yesterday on my stream with Ashley Fenton because she's a big Star Wars fan. She's a big SpongeBob fan, big nerd like me. It's like, Ashley, what do you think when you see this? And it's like, hello there. It's like, General Kenobi? And I was like, yes! It was so great to see. Uh, Andrew MC says, hi there. Mr. Planet Prophet says, Darth, Andrew, Joe, Jomi, Big, Pong, and Bill. Hello. Oh, Mr. Planet Prophet is the official greeter of the Randy clan right now. Omi Panda says, evening Dashi, evening Randy. Good evening, Mr. Omi Panda. I hope you're doing well. I told you I'd be streaming more often. Darth Chaos, flexing. Oh, dude, I'm so hungry. So I was supposed to stream with this girl at 8. And then I thought, okay, maybe I messed up the times. Maybe it's going to be 9 o'clock. And then just straight up, yeah, so I'm very, very hungry. I have no jerky, though. So I'm going to make some eggs after this. I cannot wait. It's going to be amazing. I love eggs so much. Bill Gardner said, I'm excited to being able to stack all these collectibles at extremely low prices every day. Yeah, these are, again, so part of what David and Dan were telling that guy that was interviewing them was saying, hey, in 15, 20 years, this is the first time you're able to get these collectibles in premium digital format confirmed on the blockchain. God, it's going to be nuts. And they recognize, well, right now digital collectibles are right here, but eventually going to be out here. Mr. Planet Prophet says, Omi Panda, what up? Dog Boy says, hey Randy, what's up? Finally made an AMA. Dog Boy, how you doing, fam? I hope you're doing well. Darth Chaos says, facts if you don't have 20. Facts. Subby0 says, hey Randy, do your stream on a PC or... I stream on my tablet. So this is my phone, and I don't know if you could see, there's my tablet in the reflection. Yes, I have Batman. Yes, I have Bane over there. Good times. Brave New Channel says, it's about principle for me. They should abide by the original post, in my opinion. It's just good practice. I mean, it's not really their fault. It is, well, I mean, somebody let that go through the cracks. But I mean, you don't really want them eating a lot of money right now. You want them making the money. Anyway, SpongeBob says, hey Subby, phone, I think. No, it's a tablet. Double Quill says, I have a set budget and the extra 20 is above my September limit, LOL. But it's all cool. I'd rather save it for comics. Yeah, I mean, comics get a lot of MCP points. I'm so curious if the OUP article isn't going out until Q4. When does MCP come out? You'd think they want them at the same time, but there hasn't been a bunch about them. They did mention the metaverse. The metaverse is a key. It's a buzzword. Oh, 69 viewers. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And outside of the buzzword that they had, that they said that no metaverse is interoperable right now, but they will be, and VeVe is probably going to be one of the main hubs that people go to, the VeVeverse. Double Quill says, I spent most of my NFT budget for September that first week. A lot of people did. Not about it says, you could have got a Spider-Man secret rare instead of this artist. It says, so Not About doesn't like this. It says, artist crap. One of a nobody artist is nothing, just saying we are in VeVe for Marvel and Disney and DC. Keep this artist crap on OpenSea. So this is for everyone. Like they don't just want people that are into Marvel, Disney, and DC, although they're a very, very big branch, but they want to get everyone. Why do you think that they have DesignerCon in the first place? It's to get a lot of the niche, undervalued artists on board. And again, a lot of people are not betting. They're not bidding because they 100% love Gary Baseman. He thinks God's greatest gift to earth since sliced bread. They wanted to get this because of the meeting with David Yu. Like I guess I've maybe not about I haven't heard this before. When politicians do fundraising, we're gonna go on the bed for this. When politicians do fundraising, and they go and they say, let's say like Obama. That was doing a re-election campaign, what was it, 2012? They would charge $30,000 a plate. And yeah, it's a meal with Obama, kind of, but you don't get to have a full-on conversation with him for 3 hours. That $30,000 a plate that you're paying for gets you a photo op and a handshake and maybe a couple of words. Hey, how's it going? Hope you had a good night. Thank you. Mostly what you do at that point is Joe Biden would come on and he would talk to you a little bit, but that's it. You spend $30,000 for basically a photo. That's basically Comic Con for Barack Obama for sitting presidents. So if you could pay 12,000, under six figures, if you could pay under 25,000, that's worth it just in order to have dinner with somebody and you get a full on conversation. So, again, pay attention to the people that have money. Why? All right. So let me talk about what I know, veterinarians and veterinary medicine. Why do I know a lot about that? Because I was in the field for 9 years before I joined the military. And so I know a good deal about it. My last girlfriend was a veterinarian. One of my best friends is a veterinarian. I've been engrossed in the field for over a decade. Now, why am I talking about this? Because when I first started at East Village Green Animal Hospital, I didn't know squat. I watched Animal Planet and Discovery Channel, and I really loved animals. I didn't really know a lot of the medicine behind it, though. But spending a bunch of time around doctors and veterinary technicians, you learn a lot. If you spend all of your time around people that are obsessed with one thing, it doesn't have to be medicine. In my case, it was. Eventually, you'll learn a lot. You're gonna learn something by accident. It could be Pokemon. Spend a couple months around me and my friends that really love Pokemon. That's all we talk about. You're going to learn about Pokemon whether you like it or not. You can't unlearn it. It's going to stick with you forever. So why do I say that when I'm talking about people with money? If you are hanging around and you are studying, even if you're just in the same room as people that just talk about money, you're gonna learn a thing or two about money. Like that, I I don't know why I have to say this. If so, this is why you pay attention to people that have money. You pay attention to not only what they're purchasing, what they're investing in, but why they're investing into it. And that's going to be one of the major reasons why you become a little bit more successful. That's going to become one of the major reasons why you learn about investing if you spend time around those people. I got very lucky when I got out of the military, and my friend Dan kind of just took me under his wing. Again, go listen to that podcast. That is one of my favorites. Just a 30-minute conversation, but I love that man. His brother, I just saw him today. Die for that man. That's why you do it. And people Dr. Profit, my friend Ernie, they can buy anything on this app that they want. They already have. So they both have over 150 sets, 170 sets, whatever it is. They have thousands of collectibles. They have a lot. They have a lot more Omi than I do. And when they go and they buy this Gary Baseman one of one, yeah, Gary's a wicked talented artist. PewDiePie, someone with over 100 million subscribers on YouTube, really likes Gary Baseman. He likes Toby. You also get that physical one of one. So yeah, you do get something for getting that. You get to meet him as well. Like, how do you come up with this art? Do you take psychedelics? So it's what pains you? Like, what is your why? I think Nietzsche said that once you know your why, you can bear anyhow. Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you do this? If you know your why, like Homer Simpson, he has that picture of Maggie. Like, he hates his job at the chemical plant. He hates his boss. He gets treated like absolute crap. But why does he do it? He has a reminder on his workstation. Do it for her. I'm curious about Gary Bezos. So you get all of that, and you get lunch with David Yu. You get dinner with David Yu. So Dr. Profit might have cashed that in when they were in London. I don't know. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if anyone knows what he looks like. Um, yeah. So that's a big deal. That's why it's a big deal. Um, People that are paying five figures for that or well into the five figures, there's reasons, and I just told you those. Wes with the $1.99 super chat saying when search bar. So me and Wes did have this conversation before, a little bit. So if we talk about, and a buddy of mine mentioned to me this analogy. If we talk about, we don't talk anymore. Sorry. Um, if we talk about a search bar, and I don't know if this is the case. I don't know who's doing the designing, who's doing the developing. I don't know what exactly the main priorities are. I mean, you'd imagine that the main priorities uh, for VeVe is OUP MCP, the KYC. They've done a lot already. They got rid of a lot of bots with KYC. They got they have cash out. Um, but I mean, and let's say it takes a day or so in order to get a working search bar. Okay, maybe that will work for right now. Um, but if you go and you just do things whenever the mob grabs up their pitchforks and their torches and say, "Do this now." Okay, yeah, we can do this now, and you go and you do it for them. They're not understanding coding. They're not understanding how to build out a whole metaverse, build out an app. So maybe if you do something right now, and I know I'm going through this with Toshimon, if you go and you do something right now and you don't have a design for later, it's like building a house, with no schematic, and it's just kind of build as you go. And it's like, okay, oh, we did the floor, we did the plumbing and everything. Oh, we want a washer and dryer downstairs in the basement. Well, now we have to dig up the floor. Now we have to redo everything. I think that, there's probably a lot of reasons, probably reasons that we might not even know about why we don't have a working search bar right yet. It could be as simple as we don't want to make the app too good so that we don't, just because we don't want the app overfloated again. At least not right now. Again, I doubt that's the reason, but we don't know the reason for when the search bar. They'll get it at some point. That is one of the things I've been advocating for a while. I hope we get it by the end of this year. If not, I guarantee you there's reasons why. Like there has to be. Anyway, where was I? Okay. Rita Baby 88 says, "Oh my God, can't wait to see you at Decon, Dogboy. Dogboy is having your shirt made. We cannot wait to meet you." Oh, hello. Okay, so I will be getting a shirt. I might be able to show it here. Oh, of course. Now she gets back to me 2 hours after us. Okay. So let's take a look. I don't even know. I think it's lost in the. Oh no, here it is. Here is the shirt. I'll be getting decon. VeVe Pittsburgh. Oh, I never meant to brag. Oh, sorry. I'm so curious to see what this girl says. Sorry, the event ran late today. Couldn't have texted me? All good. We'll reschedule. Reschedule. Isn't that how British people say? Schedule. I could never do that. Anyway, moving on here. Smarty Pants. Rita Dogboy, excited to see y'all as well, in case I didn't make that clear. Smarty Pants 87, I'm sorry, 187 says, "Just bought ultra rare animated Spider-Man first appearance for $9.75. Really? And Fantastic Four number 5 for $1K. You bought a Fantastic Four number 5 secret rare for $1K? That's so low. Congrats on that. It was a great purchase. And a second copy of Ultimate Fallout number 4 secret rare and some other miscellaneous items for my stacks. It is a good day. Congrats." Crypto Nighter says, "Haven't been keeping up. What mistake did VeVe make?" So it wasn't really. I mean, it was. They had advertised the posters coming out, which are animated posters tomorrow. That in the Medium article they put $40 instead of $60. So they put $40, and then when people were looking at it in the app, oh, this says $60, and like, yeah, our mistake. And you have some people like, oh, we're losing faith in the company with mistakes like that. It happens. Nobody is perfect. Not one company is perfect. So I don't think it's a huge deal, but people were salty. You could not buy at a protest. That people are going to buy those. Moving on here. It's not like they're Apple and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna purposely slow down your phone's network, after a year because we want you to buy the new ones. Like they're not doing anything shady like that. It was just an honest mistake. At least that's what I'm choosing to believe, because it makes sense. Big A says, "We get 70 viewers. I'll take one for the team and leave." We had one before, but I don't know if you're still here. Double Close says, "I like being able to support individual artists. That's one of the best things about NFTs, in my opinion." Agreed 100%. Dogboy says, "Told you my wife is cray cray for you." Rita baby. That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys. I can't wait to see everyone. That's gonna be more. So New York Comic Con, it's going to be great for those of you that have never gone that are going. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to have a lot of fun. There's a lot of things to do. Maybe just going to be a one thing there, one booth. If you're just used to Designer Con, this is this is wild. This is like 100 times bigger, like 200 times bigger. Um, but it is wild. It is crazy. Remember the show Wild and Crazy Kids from Nickelodeon, like the '90s? Anyway, Designer Con is a little more intimate, so I do get a lot. I do get a better chance and more time to spend with everyone. So Designer Con, I actually like a little more because, like I said, it is more intimate. The San Diego and New York Comic Cons are so much fun, and you party so hard, but it's so hard. Like, oh, we're going here now, we're going here, and yeah, like I said, it's gonna be insane. Bill Gardner says, "Dang, I want a secret rare ultimate Fallout. Good come up." Yeah, yeah. Energy says, "Hi fam, hi Randy. Yo, what up, Energy? How you doing?" West, $1.99 super chat. Thank you. He's like one search bar. I love you, man. Rob Stone says, "I've seen Dr. Prophet. He looks like a cross between Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp." I see that. Not about says, "David needs to stop with the artist nonsense. Randy, nobody cares. I love art. It's a few years down the road. We have to learn to walk before we can run. I want 100% MCP before everything." Like, it's a good thing your wants aren't a fucking priority. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. That was rude. Um, so, not a bot. I understand 100% that I want Pokemon. I want Lord of the Rings. I want Rocky. I want all these amazing things. You know how long I've been asking for a search bar for? And, I am as close to the team as I think you can get by just being a YouTuber. And I understand though that my wants, like they only give us so much information, and the amount of information that they give is because they have NDAs, because they have stuff that they really want to surprise us with. Clearly there is things that are more important than a search bar. Would it be nice to have? Absolutely. I would love it. But they believe, and I believe every decision that they make, that the whatever time, whatever resource, whatever manpower that would go to making a search bar, they believe would be better used somewhere else. And I'm on board with that. I have never had a multi-billion-dollar company. Both of my companies that I had two, were in the six figures. They weren't anything crazy like this. I never had a multi-million-dollar company, $100 million. So multi-billion, the realities of running that and doing that is far beyond what we know. And if they are doing something, they might give us one or two reasons for it, and there are probably 3 or 4 other reasons that they're not giving us. So I get it. I want a Wolverine first. I want a first appearance Wolverine statue. I want him going, "What did you say, bub?" In the Wolverine claws, and saying, "I really like beer." But it doesn't matter what I want. It doesn't matter what I think would be best for the app, because I only have so much information. I only have so much info, and what I know is just public. So I don't know why they delay certain things, and how you can make guesses, like why haven't why did they advertise Jurassic Park or several Jurassic Parks and then not give us a Jurassic Park until years later, until literally this year? Probably because of the licensor. And again, I have zero proof of this, but it seems that VeVe would want to do these things a while ago. But the licensor, like Universal or whoever has Jurassic Park, saying, "Okay, we're actually going to not do this until the movie comes out." Why did we not get a Buzz Lightyear, with Woody in that Pixar thing? Probably because they said, no, we're going to do this movie, so we wanted to come up with this movie. That's probably why. If we have Nintendo, if we have, let's just say not even Pokemon, let's just say Nintendo, why don't we have any Mario stuff out there? Probably because a movie is coming out next year, and if we have it, they're probably going to want stuff for the movie. So there are many things that we can just infer, that we can just guess at. Again, I apologize for being like this, for answering like that. That was my bad. I do owe not about an apology for that. But also, you gotta know what they're doing is for a reason. They don't they don't become a multi-billion-dollar company by sitting and waiting for the bus. They get user feedback is important, but I mean, if they did everything that the mob said, they would, one, they'd be bankrupt, and two, they just wouldn't exist. So the company would collapse. So you have to definitely take input, but also the realities of running a multi-billion-dollar company is really, even me that covers Tesla, and that covers Pokemon and covers VeVe. I don't know the every single intricacy of it. That being said, moving on. Carlos Cavallo says, off topic, what do you think about the markets in general, Randy? You think we'll turn bullish anytime soon? How do you feel about Cardano specifically? I hold Omi and NDA. All right, back to the bed for this. I think that if you have, I think Cardano's great. That's one of the things I would diversify into if I had a ton more money, or if Omi was to the moon, just because I think it's a good project. The same thing with Binance and a couple of, Ethereum, Immutable X, a bunch of other things as well. Um, but I don't think we've capitulated here. I don't think, like, the bottom, I don't believe, has set in yet. It has been a very slow bleed. We still have rate hikes in November, December, and February, and that's what's just been proposed right now. We could have rate hikes well into next year. This recession could be lasting another 2 years. It could last. I mean, and that's just the. Thankfully, the bond market isn't crazy, but it could be. Everything that you have here is something that could be taken away at any time. I think that as long as the Fed keeps hiking rates, and we could have a housing crisis. I mean, the reason why houses really haven't gone down yet, because despite these high rates, is because there's a lot of people that want houses, and there's just not enough to go around. So that's why these houses keep going up. Um, yeah, I think the American government consistently does the wrong thing by just doing quantitative easing. They print money all the time. Like, it does not matter who is in charge. It does not matter, Democrat, Republican, as long as the Federal Reserve is allowed to print money out of thin air. And the Federal Reserve, like, don't let the name fool you. They're about as Federal Express. It's a private company. So they're allowed to print money out of thin air, give it to the government at for an interest rate, just never be able to pay back. What, $28 trillion, $30 trillion? I don't know what the national debt is. It's freaking high. It's freaking insane. I'll get back to that in a second. Super chat from Fun Under the Sun saying, people have to realize VeVe cannot do what each individual wants. VeVe will do what's best for VeVe. Simply sit back and have faith. Yes, I agree. It's kind of like in when you're in, like, a plane crash, they tell you to put on your oxygen mask first. Don't worry about your kid. Your kid will be fine if it goes 30 seconds without oxygen. But if you go and you try to put your kid's oxygen mask on first, and you fail, and then you don't put on your own, then you're both dead. But if your kid just passes out while you're putting yours on, you can put his on or hers on afterwards, and they'll be fine. So yeah, I think that you're right. Fun Under the Sun saying that VeVe will do what's best for VeVe, despite what other people are thinking. So anyway, going back to Carlos Cavallo's ADA thing, I think that consistently the government does the wrong thing. Doesn't matter who's in charge, as far as economically speaking. And if you just and it's different. Each one does it different. But if you just cut taxes and the government keeps spending, well, the cost of government isn't what it taxes, but what it spends. And you just have so many issues with that you're not going to deal with in the future. Problems to deal with right now. Inflation, like, the price of chicken is, like, doubled. The price of egg is, like, doubled. Like, you can't tell me that in the past year food hasn't gone up like a mother flapper. And that's with the East Coast kind of being okay with their shipping. A couple of years ago we had shipping, like, bottlenecked out on the on the Atlantic Ocean. Will that happen again? I don't know. Um, but this is why crypto was created in the first place, because the government can't create more. Um, so I know you only hold Omi and MDA. I don't. There is a very I would say small chance when you have people saying that, big people, big banks saying, "Oh, crypto's a scam, Bitcoin's a scam." That's manipulation. because they're trying to get the market to go down so that they can buy more at a cheaper price. See it happen all the time. See it happen every single day. Ooh, my drawer went in. So other people are buying. They're buying right now. They might not wait until it reaches 13,000 or 12,000 or even below that. They're buying right now because it doesn't matter, 5 years from now. It doesn't. Moving on. Bill Gardner says, I care about the Peach Momoko piece and the Miles Morales one, both out of my league, dude. That Miles Morales one is so awesome. I would think that the Captain America one, because the Miles Morales one, I think, went for, there's a bunch that went for over 5 figures, and there's a couple that went for like 8K. I think the Captain America one, which I thought would have been awesome, that only went for like $6,000. But yeah, why I like this is because it forces a lot of whales to battle it out, forces them to duke it out, and forces them to spend $10,000 on one thing, 5 figures plus. So when they do this, that helps the amount of gem purchases, that helps the amount that they make right there. And I don't know what these artists are getting. Do they get half? Do they get 30%? Do they get 10%? I don't know. But how long would it take to flip those? I mean, probably a while. Probably like a year. Because I mean, there might the Miles Morales one is really good because that's by the Miles Morales artist. The Peach Momoko, I'm not sure. I know a lot of people do like that one though. Brandon M says, VeVe Pittsburgh fam here. Yo, what up, fam? Pittsburgh represent. Not about it says Omi moving to Ethereum has not helped. Let's be honest. The Ethereum community has been disrespectful. Was it a mistake? No. So Omi, I mean, again, you want, when you have, part of the reason why I really like the middle left is because the middle left, the ideals of the middle left do care about the planet. They do care about, even though the lofty goals will probably never be like, California wants to have no new ICE cars, internal combustion engines by like 2030. That is not going to happen. Even if 2035, not going to happen. And I'm a big Tesla bull. I am one of the biggest Tesla bulls out there. That's just not going to happen. That'll help Tesla, and I believe in the lofty goal. But why do I bring that up? It's because a lot of people, they don't want to harm the environment, and it's important. The reasons why, when you have I'll sit up for this. My back is starting to hurt. When you have, hello, Dashi, been a while. When you have something like, let's say, the GDP, when the GDP of a country gets to about 5,000, per 5,000 per citizen, that's when they really start caring about the environment. So you have a bunch of countries that are third world countries or second world countries, and they're not going to be there forever. With the internet, with Starlink and people getting the internet that never had it before, a lot of these countries are going to go from third world to second world to first world really quickly, and they're going to start caring about the environment. And those people are going to be taxpayers. Those people are going to be, share in the economic world. Why would you want to be on any other one? Most things are going to be built on Ethereum. Ethereum will probably flip Bitcoin at some point because Ethereum's gold. Ethereum's a store of value, but Ethereum is not silver. Ethereum is silver with utility, like a lot of utility, like silver on steroids. Why? Because everything's built on it. And even if you're not on, layer one, you want to be on layer two because that's the best. That is 100% what you want to be on, and especially on Immutable X. They have so many different projects on there. It's absolutely one of my favorite blockchains. So the move to Ethereum was probably one of the smartest moves that they could have made. Wes is laughing. Darth Chaos says, "Who?" Wes says, "Thank you for your work, sir." Doctor. Dog Boy says, "Brandon Berg." The Berg. Dog Boy says, "Randy didn't show the back of the shirt. Pittsburghese." Oh yeah, there was the back of that. Mm-hmm. Pittsburghese. Onsigi. Remember Worms when they said Onsigi? So this says Arn City, Dippy, Pop, Jackie, Red Up, Stillers, Lucky Here, Jumbo, Babushka, Yuns, Worsh, Liberty, Telepole, Denhattan, Sliberty. Oh, I said Telepole. Nebby, Gummins, Gucci's, The Bucos, Canoption, Sashide, Scoochover, Chiphan, Bob War Spigot. It sounds like a racial slur. Kenny Woods Open, Jintickle, and Slippy. I don't know what any of those mean, but I'm going to take offense. No, at JK, not going to take offense. Okay, yep. Target, yep, okay. Okay, Mr. Pags. I don't want to play the sound because, oh, well, okay. Will listen to after my live. Yeah. Somebody asked me if this is good. So we have another one of one. Humberto Ramos has been drawing comics professionally since '93, and now his original 50th anniversary cover of Marvel's Amazing Spider-Man 692 can be yours. I don't think there's any extra. It's 24th, right? Yeah, I don't think there's any extra utility that comes with it. You might get, a one of one, or like a physical, but we'll see. Um, oh, that illustrator. Yep. That illustrator is a top tier card. So somebody was asking me about the Pokemon Illustrator card, which is literally one of the top cards that is the top card in the hobby. Top card in hobby. 6 figures. Yeah, and that's ungraded. That is ungraded. Sight unseen. Moving on here. All Chat Gaming says, yeah, definitely just getting started. Agreed, sir. 100%. Where was I? Double Quill says, there are so many companies out there that don't listen or engage at all with customers or fan base. VeVe definitely does better than many I could name. Yeah, agreed 100,000%. Yeah, and David going on a bunch of people's streams, going on VeVe Magic stream. He's gone on my podcast a couple times. That is just, you can't beat that. You can't. That is the best advertisement, not only for your channel but just for the company as well, showing that he's mingling with us peasants. Jack Wilson says political opinion on point and the Fed. Totally. Father of the Sun, thank you for the super chat. So you'll have to realize VeVe cannot do what each individual wants. We will do what's best for VeVe. Simply sit back and have faith. Yeah, I mean they're the ones that hold the most Omi. They're the ones that have the most to gain by doing everything right when they get bought out eventually. I don't know what company's going to be able to buy them out. I don't think Disney will be able to buy them out. I think that Disney maybe. I have two thoughts on this. We're going back on the bed for this. I think that Disney, a lot of people had like this rumor that like, oh, Disney's trying to buy VeVe. To like, one, I don't know if there's any evidence of that. Two, even if there was, like, why I don't think they would have is because the app had a lot of issues. They had to go from Go Chain to Immutable X. Disney doesn't know a lot about NFTs. Disney doesn't know a lot about this thing in particular. So I don't know why Disney would want to do that. The only reason why I think that they would is because we'll figure it out as we go along. We'll keep David and Dan on, like, and that's even if they wanted to. But if I was Disney, I wouldn't have bought them back then, because I mean, if I was Disney, I would know a little bit on how to run it. But that being said, I think Sony told Disney that you could have every single, Sony still has rights to Spider-Man, at least the movie rights. And they said to Disney, you can have it for $10 million. And Disney's like, no. Cue your Bugs Bunny rabbit meme down below. No. Now, why did Disney not do that? Because Disney doesn't need to. Because Disney already has the toy rights to Spider-Man. It has, it already shares in ticket sales. They don't need the movie rights. They have everything else, so they're not going to pay, $10 billion for it. Now, would they pay $10 million for VeVe? Not right now. I don't think they're worth that. Would they do it? They might. They might. And the reason why I would say that is because you have that Spider-Man stuff there. Not only do you have that, you have other things that them owning or having contracts with DC and insane. And DC would keep re-upping too. Why? Look at the other projects that DC has gone into. Now, Batcows, I believe, is above retail, and they will be at Comic-Con. And I still have some hero stuff down there. Comment down below if you want any of those cars. We'll go work out a deal. I'll give them to you for like I don't even know what's going on for eBay right now. I'll see. I don't know. I doubt they're going for a ton. San Diego Comic-Con Hero pack. Oh, they're not. Oh, there's no. Okay. Hero San Diego Comic-Con unopened packs. Let's see what they're at now. It doesn't even say. All right, San Diego Comic-Con HRO packs, but there's none. There's. Do I have a? Because I still have some. Guys, tell me if I'm wrong here, but there's no packs. There's just. I'll put unopened pack. Hero DC unopened pack. I don't see any. So that's really interesting to me. Because there's so yeah, comment down below what they would go for. I'm gonna ask my friends about this because that's really interesting. Because I have like 5 packs down there unopened. Da, 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 da. What are San Diego Comic-Con hero packs going for? eBay isn't giving me answers. I'm asking Steph Celentano and Justin Pierce, my cousin, and they've been on the podcast before. They're Disney specialists. I'll check in as we do. Okay. My collectibles, what's going on? Say lots of VeVe venting today. Sometimes it's good to clear the air. Now, continue moving forward. Let's go! Yeah, I have like 5 of these bad boys. Maybe it should hero events? I don't know. Anyhow, moving on. All chat gaming, straight fire. D Supreme says the current national debt is 93 trillion. No, it's not. Let's see what that is. U.S. debt clock. The national debt clock shows it as 30 trillion. It is 30.9 trillion. Now, so the 93 trillion, I think that includes the unfunded liabilities because so D Supreme hang on. That is the U.S. national debt. Let me lower this a little bit so y'all can see it. Ow, my hip. So yeah, that's at the 30 trillion. It's amazing. Federal tax revenue is 4.8 trillion, but they spend so much. The government has such a huge issue with spending. I hate that so much. Moving on here. Poetry Delivery says, if VeVe don't have a search bar, it's probably because they benefit now more if they make you see all with hopes to sell it instead of looking forward, what you want, and then leaving the page. That's a really good point. I mean, what do grocery stores... I have to take a picture of that because that's really, really smart. Again, what do grocery stores do? Grocery stores, every now and then, they will go and rearrange the store. And it pisses me off. Why? Because then you can't find everything. And when you talk to someone, hey, why are you guys rearranging everything? Well, because people get a little too used to where things are. And they don't shop around. They don't look for things. So I think Poetry Delivery is 100% right with that. Dr. Frenchie, what up? $1.99 super chat saying, I will take action and sue VeVe for disable my account. Okay. The reason why I laughed at that, the little chuckle, is like, good luck. Like, buena suerte. Like, am I that dude from Taken saying, good luck? They're a multi-billion-dollar company. I would not sue them. I would not try to sue them. I would... I mean, it's just not. Go ahead and try. It's just not worth it. But if you do, I don't know if you were wrongly accused or if something happened or what. I don't know why. Are you in a part of the world where they just don't support it, like Russia? Um, or did you use a bot? If suspected bot activity, I remember sticking my neck out once. Oh, more than once, because I had a couple friends that they said like, hey, they thought I was a bot, and they weren't, and I know a couple of ones that weren't, but there were a couple people that used to comment on my streams all the time, used to do whatever, and they say, hey, Randy, can you reach out to them for me? I never did anything wrong, I promise. And I got screwed on that because so now for a couple people, no, they were botting. So never again will I take anyone's word for it. It says like, no, I swear I've never done anything wrong. 97% of people, when they said I never done anything wrong, like factually, they were using bots, they were doing something wrong. I'm not saying that's you. I'm not saying that's anyone else. There probably been people that have been wrongly accused. If you put in a ticket and they got back to you, then if you put in a ticket and they got back to you, cool. Then that means they're responding. But yeah, botting, that should be. I mean, people could have gotten away with it before they came out with the rule of no botting, but when they came out with the rule that says no botting and you're still botting, you that goes against TOS. You deserve everything bad that happens because you know what can happen. You were an adult. You read the rules. Again, I'm not saying that it's you. I'm just saying that that's a lot of people that did that's what happened. So I'm going to move. I forget where I was. Oh God, where was I? We got Big A saying, I trust the VeVe team, but it also sucks to see your vault continue to drop. I thought we had bottom a month ago, but down we go. Need more users, maybe more marketing. Yeah, this is gonna. I mean, it'll continue as long as the Fed keeps hiking rates, as long as the interest rates keep going up, as long as there's no relenting. If the Fed eventually relents and they start lending again, and they or banks start lending again, banks like the SBA is up to like 10% now. The SBA, it's supposed to help people with like low interest rates. They're at 10%. It's nuts. If people can, if they start to taper a little bit, yeah, do that. But markets will keep going down until the Fed stops. It could be going down for several more months. Yeah, but yeah, more marketing would be ideal for more users, just because that's what we need. There are people that join without any marketing just because people tell them about it. But yeah, no, that's what they need. They need marketing. Solo Valentino says this ain't OnlyFans. No, they aren't. They aren't saying that because it'll obliterate their life savings. I forget what we were talking about when you made that comment. But yeah, no, this isn't the OnlyFans stream. A girl, Carrie, had a something going on today and just couldn't get off in time. So rip. Maybe another time. Miss Pine and Profits, smash the thumbs up, fam. Thank you. Poetry Delivery says they have to make theirs. It's cool with me. As things get better, changes will be made, and I'll be there. Me too. Bill Garner says, it sucks seeing values drop, but this is the way we get to buy everything up. That's another good point. This is the way. As I get none, Carlo Cabal has 69 people live. I've had 69 a couple of times tonight. Bill Garner says, buy it up to burn it up. So this is, ETH is bad. You're insane. They don't want EV because they're overleveraged in oil companies. No, Democrats want EV like a mother flapper. Democrats want EV like a fat kid wants cake. Bill Garner says, I've been buying up Cardano. Love how you can stake from your own wallet by delegating. Yeah, Cardano's, I really like it. Solo Valentino, I think, says up. I think he likes that as well. Dr. Friend says, how come you disabled people that buy off gems and which they know most of the YouTubers bought off gems and they're not disabled? Okay, so that is so let me just, your first comment first, saying, how come you disabled people that buy gems off app? It's because that goes against TOS. Dr. Friend says, of the YouTubers that bought off gems and they're not disabled, that's a pretty big claim to make without having any proof of that. So I'm just not even going to address that. Walrus King says, woohoo, go Cats 2022 AFL Premiership winners. Nice. Congrats to them, Walrus King. So it says, did he comment back on Cardano? I would like to hear his expert opinion on Cardano. I mean, I did before when, who said it? Leaving the page, 93, good come out. Customers, fan base, who does better than many I could name. I did answer that before. I forget which one it was from. But yeah, it was from Carlos Calvajo. That was answered before. Moving on. Poetry Jewelry says, what David you said those says a lot about how much he wants this to blow up one day. Agreed. Poetry Jewelry also says, Viva VeVe. Viva la revolucion. Rita Baby says, oh, you will know what our yinzer meanings are when we meet. Can't wait to meet you. What Kenny Woods open means. Can't wait to learn. I love learning. Michael Guzelian says, Randy, where do you see Omi as a project right now? Things are looking pretty grim overall, and we still haven't moved forward with any Omi utility. Collectibles are down, market is down. So, I mean, all markets are down. Like, I mean, what was the S&P a while ago? Like 4,300. What is it now? 3,600. And that's like the safest thing that you can do. Bitcoin was up to $69,000. Everyone comment nice down below to 69. That dropped like 70%, and it's going to drop more. Well, it's only dropped, I think now like 60%, but it'll drop more. So in general, the markets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything's down. Obviously, most NFT projects are down, collectibles are down. But Omi utility, again, that will be announced most likely, I'm thinking now Q4. That's when the article will probably drop, and they might start implementing in Q4. But then, obviously, Q1 next year they'll really start it. I mean that's just the Fed, Michael. That's just everyone's just going to be going, and like I said, they'll be continue hiking rates for a while until they won't. Although this is a surprise because they're probably not going to do the next Fed rate hike until after the election, the midterm elections. So that's going to be interesting. And then I think they're probably just going to make things as bad as possible until 2020 mid to late 2023. Then that really comes up with the election 2024, and they're like, all right, let's make things really good again. Have the economy booming. So, like I said, we might have to wait a year-ish before that happens. Solo Valentino says Disney could easily have made their own app and crush VeVe. Disney doesn't. So Disney has a lot of money. They have a lot of fans, but Disney is not good at making video games. Disney probably doesn't know much about NFTs. Disney's probably learned a lot over the last year, just because of what we're doing. They find out what works, what doesn't work, but they are deeply, deeply, intimately connected with VeVe, so they wouldn't do that. Notbot says the Cardano community is one of the best in the crypto, very humble and welcoming, and I'm thinking of buying some if it goes lower. The supply of the token is too high for me. Yeah, Cardano's great. It's one of the things I diversify in, either when Omi moons or if I get a massive windfall. Beantech says, imagine if Disney buys VeVe and their public statement, they say they will continue to support Omi, maybe one day. I mean, if I'm Disney, let's say not even Disney, let's say I'm just one of the dozens and dozens of major executives and presidents at Disney, and I see what this company is doing, and I would be betting the freaking house on Omi. Jesus. Sometimes the sum of the parts is greater than the whole. Is greater than the whole. Yeah, the sum of the parts is greater than the individual. Yeah, I think that would be one. Could you imagine if Disney says, yeah, we have Omi on our balance sheet? Goddamn. Mike Gazillion says, would you say Omi as an accumulation at this time is considered pretty risky, given that VeVe is essentially a Disney vehicle for their IP? We've seen little to no new IPs unrelated to Disney. We've seen a bunch of IPs that are not related to Disney, but I would say that no, this is not. I mean, could this go lower? Could we go to 0.0011 instead of 0.00126? Yeah, absolutely. This is one of the best accumulation times for Omi, in my opinion. Solo said, you also don't know the contract. I'm sure that selling the company voids the contract, making them able to pull out. Okay, let me try to read that again. I don't know the contract. I'm sure that selling the company voids the contract, making them able to pull out. Wait, what contract? And what company voids the contract making them able to pull out? That was said 14 minutes ago. I don't know exactly what that was in reference to. Bill Gardner says, I'm hoping for a 25-cent Cardano. I've been buying every day just in case. 42-ish was the bottom, but expecting another dip. Hope you get it. Dr. Frenchie says, like I said, suing a multi-billion-dollar company is almost never a good idea. Brendan says, at Rita Baby, been a long time since I heard the phrase Kenny Woods open. So Valentino says, same, I have buy orders from 0.40 to 0.20, talking about Cardano. Zafacer says, Dino bought it 100%. Do you have proof of that? I don't know if that is a real thing. Again, like, if you know, bring proof, but if not, like I said, it's a pretty big claim to make when I don't know if you know Dino personally. I don't know if you're there in the room with him. It's like, oh, he's botting. Dr. Friend says, my account is currently disabled, and now I live in the US, and I don't know why they disabled me. I invested over 8 to 9K of my own money, and no, I didn't buy off gems. How do you get a ticket? I think just go to support. Let me check real quick. Yeah, it's help.vv.me. So if you go to help.vv.me, you'll be able to create a support ticket, and do that. As I said, like I've always said, if you get restricted, it's between the user and VeVe, not us. We can't speculate what they did or did not do. Send in a ticket. Agreed. Poetry Delivery says, what has to happen in order for one to lose all their Omi? Oh, you could just send it to the wrong address and it could be lost forever. Like you have to double and triple check. You have to, copy that address, send a test amount of like $1 worth, and then when it gets there, then send more and more. Yeah, people that send like $50 million of Ethereum in one go. It's like, Jesus, I could never. Wes says Kathy Wood has a 2030 Ethereum price prediction of 180,000. Yeah, she believes that it'll be a $20 trillion market cap by 2030. And if Omi gets a fraction of a percent, okay, so if they get 10%, if Ethereum somehow gains $18 trillion more than Omi gains by that time, we're a $2 trillion company. And at that point, we're probably going to be at that's a couple dollars. Because even if we don't burn anything, that's a $6 Omi. At 2 trillion, that's nuts. That's nuts. That if we get 10% of what Ethereum is expected to get, with Ethereum being at a $20 trillion market cap, and we have 2 trillion, that is if we have no burns, that's a $6 Omi by 2030. Let's go. Let's say we only get 5% of what Ethereum gets. Let's say we are down by 19 trillion compared to Ethereum. Once you have a $1 trillion Omi, if we don't burn anything, that's still a $3 Omi. That's wild. So even if we have half of that, even if we have a $500 billion market cap, that's $1.50 Omi, and that's with no burns. It's wild. Dr. French says, all I want is my account back, man. That's all I ask from them. How do you send a ticket? So like I said, help.vv.me. Mike Design says, and finally, Randy, are you able to share any updated whale sentiment at Komi at this time? Oh, girl. I know it's hard to divulge real specifics, but just some crumbs for us plebs. I love you, Michael. Yeah, whales are very, very excited about this. Whales are not worried about this at all. Whales are continuously spending tens of thousands of dollars every single month on Omi, if not, well, if we go one of my whale groups, 100K a month, well over 6 figures a month that one of my whale groups is doing. Why? Because this is stupid undervalued. Yeah. Dr. Frenchie says, now I know why most people want true ownership, Randy. I mean, yeah, but I don't. you're probably gonna want to keep your stuff on VeVe. I get, wanting to have stuff in cold storage. Um, it's probably gonna be a like a JPEG. Like, I don't think like wallets wouldn't be able to store, like you wouldn't be able to see and play with it in AR if you just have it in cold storage. Just you'd probably want to keep it on the app. At least that's what I would do. But that's just me. So Valentino says with Apple now trading 30 with Apple's new 30% trading fee of in-app marketplaces, we will see VeVe attach 30% trading fee. So Apple had a 30% fee with the gems. I mean, they still technically do if you buy them on the phone app, but if you have the web app, they don't take that anymore. So that's a good way of circumventing around that. North Cat says that's why the web app is for, so you don't pay the Apple fees, not tied to it. Agreed. Bidimon says BMW on the verge of using Cardano for proof of registration. Cardano has been flying under the radar, and there are multiple companies that were waiting for Basel hard fork. Let me go and take a look at Cardano here real quick. When he says flying under the radar, I think it's a top 10 crypto. I don't think that's really flying under the radar. Let's take a look here. What is it? CoinGecko? That'll be the best. Oh my god, my thumbs are so huge. And we'll search for ADA for the Cardano. Yeah, it's number 8. This is not a flying under the radar. 45 cents. It's got a $15 billion market cap already. Now, obviously, can this go to 100 billion at some point? Yeah, absolutely. I could do a 6x from now. But yeah, like so this is why I wouldn't get Cardano right now. Again, if I had an extra $500,000, I'd put a little into a Cardano. Why? Because I believe this will do a 6x next bull run. I believe it might even do more. Like I said, $100 billion market cap. But Omi's gonna outperform that in the bear market. 10x from here is nothing. So yeah, Cardano is great, but if I only had a certain amount of money right now, which I do, only go into that. An extra 500K if I get, yeah, a little would go into Cardano, just for diversification. But that's it. Solo Valentino says one day you will own ADA. I will own it one day. Dr. French says thank you, Randy. Appreciate your support. Cheers, mate. Dogboy says thanks to you. I now have 5 mint number 69 collectibles. Comment nice down below. Yeah, I have a few of those. I don't know which ones they are. I know 2 of them are alligator Lokis. One of them's a Stitch, and I don't know what the other ones are. Not a Bot says Disney will never separate from VeVe. This is one of their best partnerships. They have a new fan base from the crypto community. Yeah, agreed. Solo Valentino says contracts with IP. If Disney buys out VeVe, that they would inherit DC contract. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't, but if I'm DC, I would 100% want Disney to have my stuff. Why? Because they know how to sell. It's Planet Profit. Give me those thumbs up. Solo says, I'm saying that there could be a pullout clause. Yeah, there might. But again, like when McDonald's goes and opens up a restaurant, Burger King's gonna be right down the street. Why? Because that's what they do. McDonald's does research before where the foot traffic is, how much money's in the area. You ever see McDonald's go out of business? I mean, probably true now. They close stores to open up others in different locations, different areas. But when you see a Nike store, you're gonna see Adidas right across the street. Why? Because they share the same thing. DC wants to be where Disney is because they share some of the same fans. Booth says $6 Omi is kind of outlandish, but will you be taking any profits at 1 cent, 10 cents, and possibly $1? I believe we get to $1 this decade. I'm not going to wait till $6 to get, but I believe we get to $1 this decade. I won't take any profit at 1 cent. I might do it at because I know a couple whales that might take profit at 6 cents. So I might, I don't know. It depends what's going on. If I have I do have a couple of other investments, if they, or I will, if they pay off, like I said, kind of working behind the scenes with the project that I did not realize that I was going to get into, and it was not of my own volition, but working like mad to get that done. I'll let you guys know what that is in a while. And then I might be working with Republic as an advisor. If I start getting paid, a lot of these monies, and my living doesn't come just from YouTube and other things, then I might not need to cash out. So I'll let you guys know, if I'm making money hand over fist by advising these projects, and if I'm able to do that, if I'm able to go and do that, and then I probably won't cash out right away. If this thing, sometime next year, it goes to like 4 cents on a whim, yeah, it's probably going to come back down at some point. But if it just goes to like 1 or 2 cents, probably not, unless I really need to, for like taxes or whatever. Dogboy's comment: dislike below for the pullout clause. You dislike the pullout. Solo says VeVe 100%. VeVe says Ethereum is now very centralized after the merge. 47% of ETH controlled by 3 validators run by Coinbase, Lido, and Kraken. Interesting. Poetry Delivery says, sorry, let me rephrase my last question. Let's say I own a couple of million Omi. Now, what has to happen to Omi in order for me to lose all my Omi? Oh, in order for it to go to like 0? Alien abductions, alien invasion, World War III, the CEO and COO being kidnapped, like nuclear holocaust, and maybe if we get like a dictator, like let's say 2024, we get a full-on dictator as president, and they decide to just ban VeVe for some whatever reason. Yeah. Vidimon says, and yesterday 20 validators were slashed, making ETH even more centralized. It's a playground for Gary Gensler now. Burning is a scam marketing scheme, by the way. Some might see burning as that, but Ethereum is slightly deflationary now. Omi's not a scam. Ethereum's not a scam. These are not scams. Miss Minor Problems sold 30% fee? No. Yeah, I think he was just talking about the gem fee from the App Store. Solo says, keep it on VeVe by choice. Ownership is non-debatable. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, just how do you have fun with your NFTs if they're just on them? If they're just on there. A Gazillion says, Randy, I forgot to mention, have you followed the Ripple case lately? Not lately, but I mean, Ripple's gonna win. I'm bullish on XRP because of that, at least short term. This looks like it's wrapping up in Ripple's favor soon, and its regulatory outcome is something VeVe and Omi has been watching for Omi. Agreed. Vidimom's flying under the radar with all the hate. Most ETH folks don't research it. That was what I meant. Oh, okay. I don't. If you're into crypto, I don't know why you don't research everything. But yeah, maybe there's some people that are just ETH moon boys and they only like ETH and nothing else. Yeah, it's possible. Autobot says Coinbase may try to buy a Omi. It is a no-brainer to go to the next level. That's a good point. They probably could try to. What's Coinbase's market cap? Just take a look. See. Okay. Coinbase. Okay. Coinbase has a market cap of 16 billion. I don't know how much of that's in the war chest and how much, I don't think they could. And again, even in the future, who would be able to buy VeVe in the future? Nintendo, maybe. Disney, maybe. Microsoft, yeah. In the future, I just don't know. They might be worth too much. Rita Baby says, look at Dogboy trying to up me at Brandon M. You guys are great. I love you guys. So Rita Baby and Dogboy, I'm going to guess you guys are around my age, because Rita Baby 88 means you're probably born in 88. I was born in 90. So you guys are probably around my age. Probably got a lot to talk about. Dr. Frenchie says, so on the VeVe help support website, there's a category, and I don't know which to select for disabled account. Randy, can you please help me? VeVe, I think it's VeVe.app.me. Let's take a look. See, we'll figure this out. I'm good, yeah, I'm feeling alright, baby. I'ma have the best heckin' night of my life. Wherever it takes me, I'm down for the ride. I'm good. Okay, so raise a support ticket. Choose category. I guess technical support. Where you're in the choose categories, technical support. That's what I would pick. Solo Valentino says, bro, if you put 500,000 ADA, you generate 25,000 ADA a year. Okay. So that would be about $10,000 a month. Or $10,000 a year. It's not worth it. Putting 500,000 in to make $10,000 a year. Now again, that is right now. And when ADA is $1, that is 25,000 a year, which is better. When it's $2, it's 50,000 a year, and that's a salary. That's cool. But it's just not worth it for me. Like I said, I would go into ADA. Give me an extra $500,000. I would go into ADA. But it would just be strictly as a diversification thing. It wouldn't be because I think it's better than Omi. Or, I don't say it's better or worse. It wouldn't be because I think it would outperform Omi. It's not. Omi will outperform pretty much everything. I would buy it because it's a solid project. It's only going to grow, and it has a lot of room to grow. And others are clear. Again, this is the tip of the iceberg for many projects, even in the top 10. Going on. Solo Valentino says at Plantif, it just said 30% fees for NFT apps for trading fees. Maybe I missed a decimal. Yeah, there's no way. No one would ever work with them again. Solo Valentino says, we're saturated in MC McDonald's stores. Yeah. Mr. Behind Promises, Omi is king. Agreed. Double cool, because see me, kernel mass ejection, all crypto going to zero. I mean, solar flare could make that happen. Not a bot says, I'm interested in some of the DeFi projects on Cardano, like Liquid Finance, but waiting to see more. A lot of things to come. Booth says, some guy compared Omi to SafeMoon today on Twitter. I almost threw up. People just don't know it. People just don't know the intricacies of it. Mike Gazillion says, Randy, if/when Omi implements circulating supply burns of their token, what do you think Omi burn tokenomics look like? And do you truly think circulating supply numbers would copy what we see now? I think I'd have to wait for the article to come out before I answer, but probably start this year. What do you think we would burn tokenomics would look like? I would guess, Reese had mentioned tickets. So let's say the top 2 staking tiers, you get these free tickets and you get guaranteed, collectible. Let's say once a month they do that. And you could buy those tickets for X amount of, there's silver, there's gold, and then there's bronze. And bronze apparently anyone can buy. If there's a Luke's X-Wing for $100, let's say it's retail at $100, and you say, well, this is probably going to go for $600, and you buy 200 tickets, let's say one ticket is equal to $1, and you have to buy 200 tickets or $200 worth of Omi, that suddenly gets put into a pool, right? Let's say it goes to a liquidity pool. When you use those tickets and you spend them, that Omi gets burned. And again, I'm guessing right here, but if they do that and we have a big drop a month, we'll burn 10 billion Omi a year. We're gonna burn so much. But again, that's one of the things that, and when I mentioned that on Twitter, Brock McBlockchain says that's not even the best thing. That's not even the best thing. I am so freaking bullish. So freaking bullish. Yeah, I think we would burn well over 10. We would probably burn more than that. Booth says, Randy, when you have that Omi hot party, you kind of get an invite. I'll having a lot of parties, and I'll be doing a lot of stuff. Yes. Ow. Solo Valentino says, when you link your wallet to a DApp, you can then access those assets. You don't need to give your NFTs to them, apps to play with them. Oh, you're saying that even though they are on cold storage, you might be able to play with them in the app anyway? Maybe. Omi Panda says Omi is solid. Agreed. Poetry says thanks. Also, I forgot to tell you staking is compounding, so 25k is without compounding. Yeah, that's fine. I think it's good for people that do it. Extra stream of revenue. Boost says pause. You say burn 10 million Omi a year. We'll burn over 10 billion a year, probably. Billion with the B as in Bravo. Oh, that is it for me today. I have done my duty of doing a very nice Twitter thing here. Oh, my last Airbnb person wrote me a review. You can read Tom's feedback once you write a review of your own. How am I gonna? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say great. I'm gonna. Okay. Yep. Next. Yep. I'm just gonna give him 5 stars for everything. Write feedback when Tom can read. Great. Clean place. Would rent again. Okay, would rent from again. That was my last Airbnb. Okay. After the review period end. Okay, right. About your stay. Great, clean place. Okay. No, I don't want to share more details about this. Okay, yes, it was amazing, extremely well equipped. I don't know. Next. Extremely accurate. Next. All right, I'm giving you a very good thing here, Tom. Like when skip. Okay, finish. Now I want to see what Tom said about me. I want to go to. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to read Tom's review. It says, I was a great guest and communicator. Thanks, Tom. Where was I? Solo says, I have a challenge for you. Diversify and find one Cardano project to shill, or are you too much of an ETH maxi that you won't? I don't have any ETH. I don't even have any Immutable X, and I'm very bullish on Immutable X. So like, yeah, I don't have any ETH. I imagine there are probably a few Cardano projects that are really good, but if I had looked at when I go into a project, I look at it hard, and I get people recommending me stuff every single day, and it's just I can't. So I imagine there probably are a bunch of great Cardano projects out there. I like Cardano itself, but I just right now I haven't seen anything that would outperform Omi. Maybe there is, and I just missed it. Recommend one to me, and I'll see. Michael Gazillion says the one thing about the circulating supply, burn FOMO hype. Imagine Andre Jick, Gary V, or Logan Paul pushing burning the token on their socials just because it's easy to stake and watch. I have a theory that if you have, I know a couple whales that have hundreds of millions and billions of tokens. They could go and pay a couple $100,000 and they can get Logan Paul. They can get Graham Stephan. They can get a bunch of people to go and BitBoy and talk about Omi and how it's God's greatest gift to Earth, and that will pay so many future dividends. Now Andre Jix talked about VeVe before. I think he can definitely do it again. Bill Gardner says SundaySwap and Cornucopias are going to be great projects on Cardano chain. I like SundaySwap. That's the only place I think you can get Toshi from the Toshimon thing. That's something which, by the way, is a complete degenerate move. Like, I like it because I'm kind of involved with it. I have a couple packs, and I don't have any of the token yet of Toshi. And again, is very involved with the project. But this is it's a road ahead. I mean, they already have gameplay. You can't play anyone else yet, but you probably will be able to at some point. You definitely will be able to at some point, but yeah, this is it's a complete roll of the dice. You're putting your money on black. But if that freaking hits, Jesus Christ. Notabot says Omi tokens at these prices is a no-brainer. Don't be greedy. In 4 years, could be $1 if the burn keeps up. You're right. It's very possible. Very, 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 very possible. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comment's good for the YouTube algorithm. This is what's your official Omi stock now? It is 145.5 million Omi. That is what I have. I would love to get more. If I can go in and really work at these next, 2 things that I'm doing, and it really pays off, I could get over 150. But we'll see. We shall have to see. All right. I love you guys. Goodbye. Yes. Solo says find one. I'm not going to do that myself right now. I just don't have time. If somebody says, hey, this is what I think is the best Cardano project, and this is what I think has the most potential, I'll look into it. But just to look at every single one, I just don't have time. Bye, Miss Planet Profit. Everyone say goodbye to Dashi. Goodbye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye.